What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Atalanta Liverpool post-match analysis and reaction video. And what an absolutely shocking, awful result and an absolutely embarrassing performance. We were outplayed, outfought, outclassed, outsmarted, and the desire, the lack of intensity, the lack of tactical discipline, and Jurgen Klopp complained about it. By the way, I really like Jurgen Klopp's post-match interview and press conference where he took full responsibility of the defeat and he said that Liverpool deserved to lose and we had an awful game. And this bodes very, very badly and very worrying for the title run-in, because at the time when Liverpool need to be at peak performance, we must have planned for the season to hit peak performance and top form at this stage of the season. And it looks like Liverpool are hitting the worst period, the worst run of form throughout the whole season. This was Liverpool's first loss at home for more than a year, 14 months since Liverpool last lost at home, and it was Real Madrid who beat Liverpool 5-2, and that was another humiliation, European humiliation. But this didn't feel like a European atmosphere at Anfield. What was up with the crowd? It was so flat, so uninspiring. No wonder that the players weren't inspiring as well, and they played absolutely awfully, especially in the second half. The reason why this video is so late is because I was playing five-a-side football yesterday during the first half. I was still coming back to my flat, so I actually had a really good game. I scored 2 great goals and I really enjoyed my five-a-side football, so I was so excited coming back home, turning on the game, and I could only watch the second half. So this morning I took my time to watch the entire first half, and actually the first half was miles better than in the second half. Actually the first 30 minutes Liverpool created very good chances. Curtis Jones slipped in Darwin Núñez and he should have scored in the 50th minute. He tries to chip the keeper but he gets it horribly long, it goes way wide, and Harvey Elliott with a beautiful curling left-footed effort hits the crossbar and the post. With a little bit better luck and better finishing, Liverpool easily could have been 2-0 up, and then it's a completely different game, because the way Liverpool keep missing these big chances, it gives a lift to the opposition, it gives confidence to the opposition, it gives added belief, added energy. By the way, let's say that where credit is due, Atalanta were absolutely brilliant. They fully deserve to win at Anfield. Gasperini, their coach, put on a tactical masterclass. They really nullified Liverpool well. But you also have to admit that Tsimikas and Curtis Jones, they have no rhythm. They came back from long injuries. This was their first start for a long time, and they just didn't put in good performances, especially Tsimikas, who was caught up the pitch so many times. He was out of position so many times. I don't understand. And also, why is Joe Gomez playing the inverted right back role? I understand that Jurgen Klopp trusts him to play in multiple positions. Joe Gomez is a great centre back, but he's mostly a centre back. He's mostly great at defending. He's also a pretty good defensive right back. What he is not is he's not a Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not a brilliant passer of the ball. He's not a great attacking right back. He doesn't have a great shot on him. He's the only player in the Liverpool squad who still hasn't scored a goal, and he's the longest serving Liverpool player. And I don't understand why the Anfield crowd keeps urging Joe Gomez to have a shot when he hasn't scored a goal. He wasted 2 or 3 very good attacks by shooting from long range, and he doesn't even hit the target. But also, why is Jurgen Klopp playing Joe Gomez in this way? I don't understand. He sometimes finds himself in midfield and in the number 10 position. Instead, he should be just up and down the right wing, trying to bump crosses in, and mainly to defend and to keep that right hand side secure, and to allow the likes of McAllister, or when Szoboszlai came on, Szoboszlai to Roman. And Atalanta's first goal, I think it's really bad defensively because Tsimikas is nowhere to be seen. He's caught up the pitch and it's a low cross. Scamacca scores, but Kelleher absolutely has to do better. I don't want to be too critical because Kelleher has been absolutely brilliant since Alisson got injured, and Kelleher has been one of the reasons why Liverpool are in the title race and why Liverpool have won the League Cup and why Liverpool are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But he should have saved that shot. I think he himself will admit that. And also the third Atalanta goal where Kelleher spills the ball, it also doesn't look great, but he made some really big saves. Before that, in the 3rd minute where Atalanta had a clear chance after the referee doesn't blow for a foul when I think Curtis Jones was fouled, Kelleher saves it with his face. He was hit in the face. And then in first half stoppage time, Kelleher makes another huge save. You know, Harvey Elliott actually was pretty okay, pretty decent. He was very unlucky not to score with that curling effort, but that's just the way Liverpool's finishing is at the moment. My biggest worry is Darwin Núñez looks out of form, Mo Salah, he came on, looks out of form, Szoboszlai came on and he looked good in some aspects of the game, but his pass for the 3rd goal is too casual. And the whole Liverpool performance was too casual. It felt like Liverpool just felt they are too good for Atalanta. And we didn't really put 100% effort into this game. Atalanta wanted it more, especially in the second half. And then when the going got tough, then the Liverpool players didn't stand up to be counted. So Szoboszlai gave the ball away, absolutely horrendous mistake for the Atalanta 3rd goal. And it's very frustrating because at 2-0, Liverpool still had a slight chance to come back in the second leg. At 3-0, it's almost tie over. I only say almost because it's if there is one team in the world who can come back from 3-0 down in a knockout stadium, in a knockout stage in Europe, it's Liverpool. But the big difference is all of our big comebacks came at Anfield. This game will be away at Atalanta, so we are as good as out. Scamacca scores the 2nd goal after Konate plays De Ketelaere onside, he crosses in the middle, and Scamacca has the freedom of the box to just shoot and score. He was so calm because he thought he was offside, but Konate failed to step up, and for the 3rd goal, it's an awful giveaway by Dominik Szoboszlai, absolutely horrendous. And this was probably the worst European game of Jurgen Klopp's whole Liverpool managerial career in 9 years at Anfield. We had some horrendous performances away from home, but this was even worse than the Liverpool-Real Madrid game, where we still scored 2 goals. We had some really good moments and good plays in that game, and we scored some decent goals. This was just absolutely flat. As I said, first 25-30 minutes was an okay performance, not a great performance, but an okay performance. But after that, once the 1st goal went in, it just felt like Liverpool fell apart. Atalanta, even with 30% possession, created 3.2 xG, and this is an awful combination that Liverpool are now leaking defense and we can't take our chances. That's a recipe for disaster. And now we can safely say Liverpool are in bad form because we couldn't beat Man United. We actually needed a late penalty to draw level, so this was almost 2 back-to-back defeats. Yes, before that we beat Sheffield United, but we struggled to beat them. We beat Brighton, but that was a tough game, and before that we lost to Man United in the FA Cup. So these 2 Man United games really hurt, but the biggest hurt is that Liverpool's form. We have kept 1 clean sheet in like 16 games at Anfield, which is really worrying. Our last clean sheet came, I don't even know, I think it came March the 2nd against Nottingham Forest. That was our last clean sheet. We actually kept 3 clean sheets in a row against Chelsea in the League Cup final, against Southampton in the FA Cup, and then against Nottingham Forest. But since then we have conceded at least 1 goal. And we conceded 4 against Man United, we conceded 1 against Brighton, 1 against Sheffield United, but these last 2 performances defensively, yes, Man United scored 2 wonder goals, that's true, but the way Atalanta just carved us open time and time again was just really embarrassing and really worrying. And it was a lack of tactical discipline. Jurgen Klopp was right. And Liverpool have to figure out what is wrong very quickly, because we have 7 absolutely crucial, massive games in the Premier League coming up. We absolutely have to bounce back and we have to beat Crystal Palace. The one shining light was Diogo Jota was coming back in this game. He played the last like 10-15 minutes and he looked sharp, but he also missed 2 sitters. Some of the finishes today were awful. We didn't even hit the target with so many shots. We actually had 17 or 18 shots compared to Atalanta's 11, but from those 18 shots we had just 5 shots on target. Atalanta had 7 shots on target from 11 shots, so they were a lot more clinical, a lot more effective, and they perfectly nullified Liverpool's game in the second half. The second half we looked so disjointed, so many players out of form. I mean, what is going on with Mo Salah? It looks like he can't score from open play now for games and games and games. He had 12 shots against Sheffield United, for example. He had so many good chances against Man United. He scored the penalty, which was brilliant, but otherwise he couldn't score. And yes, the Man United keeper made some good saves, but today I don't remember the Atalanta keeper making a world-class save. He made some good saves, yes, but most of the finishing was really bad from Liverpool. Harvey Elliott was just very unlucky, and also we scored a brilliant goal in the second half at 2-0 down. That lifted the crowd for a moment before it was ruled out for offside, because Robertson finally finds an acre of space, a pocket of space in the Atalanta near the penalty area. He crosses it to the far post where Mo Salah comes in brilliantly, finishes into the near post, blasts it home. I was celebrating like crazy, like here we go, let's score another one, let's take it at least level to go to the away game. And then it looked like Mo Salah was marginally offside by a centimeter or 2. By the way, the Premier League just announced today that it is bringing in the semi-automatic offside system from next season, and thank goodness for that. But it's 1 season too late. Why didn't the Premier League bring that offside system in? I tell you why. Because the referees and the refereeing union, the PGMOL, are arrogant pricks. They thought that they are better than what they actually are, because they are absolutely awful. Liverpool got robbed at Tottenham because a perfectly good goal was disallowed for offside, 61 centimeters onside by Luis Diaz. I know I keep going on about it, but this just reminded me of that with this system actually, that all offsides will be given and the situations where there is onside, there will be no like 3-4 minute wait for VAR to draw the lines with like blurry fake pictures, which I absolutely hate. The whole VAR process is so tedious, it ruins football, and what ruins football basically the most is the referees being absolutely awful. But at least from next season we will have a better experience in terms of the offsides in the Premier League, so that's good news. Overall, in my opinion, Liverpool are out of the Europa League. I just cannot see in this state and form and shape that Liverpool players are in. I mean, Luis Diaz is the only attacker who is in form. Hopefully Jota can start banging the goals, but Jota doesn't look fit to play the whole game against Crystal Palace. Darwin Núñez came on at 60 minutes probably to get a rest, but he didn't look sharp enough. And yeah, Mo Salah, Darwin Núñez needs to find their goal-scoring boots, because we can't rely on Luis Diaz. My biggest hope is that Jota will stay fit for the rest of the season, because he's a brilliant finisher, and hopefully Jota will take some of these chances, because Liverpool create loads of chances in every single game. When we fail to take them, that's when the bigger problems start, because we looks like we can concede 1, 2, 3 goals in every game. We concede at least 1 goal in every game, apart from, as I said, that 3-game run at the beginning of March, at the end of April and the end of February, where we kept 3 clean sheets in a row. Since then, Liverpool's defense have been very leaky. And these Man United games hurt, but this hurts a lot as well, because we wanted to send Jurgen Klopp off into the sunset with the Europa League trophy at least to accompany the League Cup trophy. I still think Liverpool have a chance to win the Premier League, but we need to improve massively, because on current form, Liverpool are the worst performing team out of the title challengers of Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool. Liverpool are in the worst run of form. We have to turn it around, starting with a victory, a morale boosting victory against Crystal Palace. We need to win all of our games. Maybe we can afford one draw because probably Arsenal will drop points and hopefully Man City will drop points, at least in one of their tough away games. But yeah, I'm sorry for a very downbeat video today, but yeah, it was just an embarrassing performance and an even worse result by Liverpool. This was probably our worst game of the season, to sum it up. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comments below, and sorry that this video is late. I just got back at the beginning of the second half from five-a-side football. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.